Shakespeare, the impulse is that it says something about our own, the times we live in. If theater isn't vital and compelling, if it doesn't say something about the world we live in, then what's its purpose? Why do it? You can't take Shakespeare on 21st century values. You've kind of got to go to him and say, how did he tell the story? Theater is very interactive. It's very much a communion between the audience and the actor.
My job, what I'm charged with, is creating the environment for the play to come to life. And to tell you a little bit how design's formulated in the theater, it's a very collaborative process. I meet with the director and we talk, and we may just talk in metaphor. We may throw out, the play, I want it to feel prison-like, or whatever. We just talk in these words so it starts sparking the imagination. When we started talking about where we want the play set, we have to start figuring out how we can place it in some geographical location. We came up with the idea, we don't want to think about it like that. Let's just place it in the future. So we kept thinking about how can we place it in the future? Let's think about something maybe post-apocalyptic. What would happen if we fell into chaos? And so I came up with the idea with the set you have here. I wanted to find some way that we could show the worst side of humanity, things that to me speak horror, hell on earth, prison-like. The set is very metallic, dark, gray. As a character moves through the space, they move through light and shadow, which I think, to me, it speaks to me about that good and evil in mankind. Typically in our productions, we'll have several students who are designers as well. On this particular production, we had a student who was a sound designer. We had a student who was the makeup designer. We had students working on hair, all sorts of areas of the design process. Also, myself being lighting and set, and we had an adjunct faculty member, Katie Wilson, who was the costume designer. We use students to assist us. So we're professors here, of course, but we're also professionals in the industry. So we bring our world experience here, and students work with us so they themselves can see how professionals work.
So now I wanted to talk a little bit about the violence in the show. It's a bloody play. There's a great deal of bloody imagery. Blood is in the play, blood must be shed. We're going to get up and we're going to show a little bit of the violence. We're going to do the scene where Banquo's death. These are, as you can see, these are real knives that have been blunted. They could cause harm. We hired a professional fight choreographer to come in to choreograph the fights for the stage so that no one would get hurt. You also heard a little bit, even though I think we were a little off, of this kind of underscoring of the human voice. We use a filmic technique, which is an underscore to create tension. So we're going to do the scene where we do, well, we'll show you. You guys want to get in the position for the, you know what scene I'm talking about?
She's almost stopped right left the chamber.
Hath she asked for me?
No, you've not, she has.
We will proceed no further in this business. She hath honored me of late, and I've got golden opinions from all sorts of people, which would now be worn in their newest gloss, not cast aside so soon.
Was the hope drunk wherein you dressed yourself? Hath it slept since, and wakes it now to look so green and pale at what it did so freely?
One of the problems that you face when doing Shakespeare is that he wrote every play, every tragedy had comedy in it, every comedy had tragedy. So in Macbeth, there's very little comedy, but there is one sequence, which is the porter.
Here's the knocking, indeed. If a man were porter of Hellgate, he should have all turning the key. Knock, knock, knock. Who's there in the name of Beelzebub? Here's a farmer that hanged himself. On the expectation of plenty.
My opinion is that in Shakespeare, the biggest element of style is the language, and it's how we're taught to approach it here at Chapman, is that the language is the most important thing. If you believe in the text and what you're saying, and you know what it is that you're saying, then everything else sort of falls into place. Your own connections to the words are what will make you connect to the play and to the audience.
I think Macbeth is some of the greatest ambition, a person can have, and it's almost a superpower, but it's a curse too.
Anything else you guys would like to add?
Come see it.
Come see it.